Watch us as we show the Montreal Alouettes we are the best in the world.
I'm Glenn Keeble of the Montreal Alouettes. They may be the best women players in the world, but we'll show them who's really the best.
It's the age-old debate. Who's better and by how much? Today, the best women basketball players in the world from Canada, Brazil, Holland, and the United States. They take on the Montreal Alouettes, football stars who say they can beat the ladies at basketball. From the Maurice Richard Arena in Montreal, it's the Pepsi Challenge.
The Pepsi Challenge is a special presentation of the Royal Bank. Hello, I'm Bob McDevitt. Welcome to the Pepsi Challenge, a very special and different sports event. In fact, it's unique. Women against men. A team of international women basketball stars playing the Montreal Alouette football team. I guess Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King started the whole thing years ago with their famous tennis match. And now Montrealer Sylvia Sweeney has fired the latest shot in the battle of the sexes. She devised the idea for a basketball game, men against women. She's worked on it for months, and now the game is just moments away. Sylvia, what I really want to know is whether you're trying to prove that women are better than men.
Not at all, Bob. What I'd really like to see is the response to women's basketball. Not a really question of better or worse, just a question of recognizing the value of women's basketball.
Well, this is an all-world women's team. They obviously have great skills. How good are the Montreal Alouettes at basketball? Their game is football.
Well, the Montreal Alouettes have been practicing all year. I don't know whether they've been practicing for this particular event. I think they wish they would have, but the Montreal Alouettes have two added players who are very good ball players, Dwight Walton and Chris Francis, and I think they're going to be ready for this game.
The game should be a lot of fun, really, but I understand both teams are taking it very seriously.
They have to. There's reputation on the line. The women really want to prove that they're worth watching, and the men want to prove that women can't beat them.
The big brawny football players, of course, are used to using all that muscle. Will they have the advantage playing against women who may not be used to getting bumped around that much on a basketball court?
Well, they'll definitely have an advantage under the boards. But the women here are used to being bumped around. They play international basketball. And in international basketball, it's much more physical than the usual university game you see.
So the women can take their bumps?
They can take them and give them.
Okay, Sil. Working with us today on the sidelines, doing interviews with coaches and players, is Andy Little. Andy, in your long and varied career in television, you've done just about everything, excepting, I think this is your first opportunity to work a sports event, is it?
You are right, but I've been watching these teams warm up, and I am very impressed. They look good.
You have played some basketball in your time. Do you wish you were suiting up to get in this one?
You know, I did a little arithmetic. The average height of the women's team is 6'1". I'm 5'9". I'm quite happy to be sitting right here, Bob.
And you've got a bum knee.
That's right.
Would you dare to pick a winner in this game?
Gee, those women look awfully good. The outside shooting is terrific from what I've seen in the warm-ups.
Okay, thanks very much, Andy. We'll hear from you a little later. Well, if you're wondering how the all-world women's team feels about the Battle of the Sexes, don't go away. Sylvia Sweeney dreamt up this idea for the game. She's been working on it for months, and she put together this feature, which will certainly tell you a whole lot about how the ladies feel about testing their skills against a team of professional male athletes.
Well, they're giving it their best shot. With two added recruits, the Owls look pretty good. As far as the guys are concerned, the girls are going to have to work for the win.
They seem like a great bunch of gals. Hopefully they're filling up on that pizza over at Pizza Miller this afternoon, so it'll be a little weighted down.
They look at us the wrong way once, we're going to fight right away. We're not messing around with them.
Sounds like chivalry has been temporarily postponed. They've declared war in a battle of the sexes.
The question is, can the muscle mass of the Alouettes overcome the superior basketball skills of the women? The answer will be forthcoming shortly. We'll be right back to meet today's players after this. Sylvia, you've felt the tension many times just before a big international match. Do you think the players in tonight's game are really that psyched up, even though it's just an exhibition game?
Well, I think most of the girls are psyched up because they don't get this opportunity too often. I don't know if the tension is on their side. I think it's more on the side of the guys because the Alouettes still have to maintain a certain face in this whole confrontation. They are men and they do want to win. And I guess even if they are the underdogs, people expect them to play well.
Would you say the women are favored here?
I'd say so, Bob. We are dealing with football players who play basketball inside. So I think that mainly these guys have to prove that not only are they good football players, but they're good all-around athletes.
Right. I guess it's just about time to meet the players now. We have some wonderful international stars from 4 different countries, including Canada. You've played against and with many of them. How many times do these ladies get to play against men's teams?
Well, they usually play with guys in the gym. I mean, the only way a woman can find valid competition is to go and play against the guys, because usually an elite female athlete does not find another one next door. So these girls are used to playing against guys and used to playing against good guys.
So it would make you a better player to play against somebody a little better than you.
Yeah, stronger, faster. I mean, anything you do, you have to aspire to be better than you are, and you can't do that by playing with somebody worse than you are. So the logical conclusion for a woman is let's find a guy, because most of them are supposed to be better than me.
Okay, now the player introductions.
Hello, I'm Bev Smith from Seminar, BC. I'm 6'1", and my sponsor is High Grade Hot Dogs. I'm Carol Minkin, 6'5", from Corvallis, Oregon, USA, and I'd like to thank my sponsor, Molson.
I'm Chris Critelli from St. Catharines, Ontario. I'm 5'10", and I'd like to thank my sponsor, Royal Bank.
I'm Debbie Huban, 5'8", from Vancouver, BC, and I'd like to thank my sponsor, Air Canada.
I'm Ann Donovan. I'm 6'8". I'm from Ridgewood, New Jersey. Yes, 6'8". And I'd like to thank my sponsors, Burris, Neiman, and Associates.
Hi, I'm Lee Henry. I'm from Damascus, Georgia. I'm 5'4", and I'd like to thank my sponsor, Rupert.
Hi, my name is Althea Gwynn. I'm 6'3". I'm from New York City. I would like to thank my sponsors, Air Canada.
My name is Rosetta Guilford, 5'9", from Newark, New Jersey, and I'd like to thank my sponsor, Aletha Peterson Productions. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Shay Taylor, and I'm from New Jersey. I'm 6'4", and I'd like to thank my sponsors, Pepsi.
My name is Pat Melville. I'm from Timmins, Ontario, and I'd like to thank my sponsors, Apex Travel.
My name is Paula. I am from Brazil. I am sponsored by Varg.
My name is Hortensia Marcari. I am from Brazil. I am sponsored Royal Bank.
Hello, I'm Anita Blanchet. I'm from The Hague, Holland. I'm 6'4", and I'd like to thank my sponsor, the Royal Bank.
Hi there, I'm Cindy Howgiord from State College, Pennsylvania, and I'd like to thank my sponsor, High Grade Hot Dogs.
My name is Michelle Bélanger. I'm from Toronto. I'd like to thank my sponsor, Apex Travel.
Here they come.
Hey, what? I'm Glenn Keeble from Montreal, Canada, and I don't have a sponsor.
I'm Roy Kurtz from Brantford, Ontario, and I'm 5'11".
Steve Rocky, 6'5", from Buffalo, New York.
Jerry DiTilio from Montreal, Canada, 6 foot.
Rick Bryan, Kamloops, British Columbia, 5'10".
Mark Hopkins, 6'2", Toronto, Canada.
Nick Araki, 6'6", Montreal, Quebec.
Hi, my name is Dwight Walton. I'm from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I'm 6'5".
Jacques Chateland, Sherbrooke, Quebec, 5'11".
Chris Francis, 6'2", Montreal.
Blake Gill, 6'6", Han, Alberta.
Lloyd Fairbanks, 6'4", from Raymond, Alberta.
Hi, I'm Dave Ritchie from Montreal, Canada.
Well, here they come to do the traditional handshake and exchange some minor gifts. I think they're pretty minor, some of those gifts, aren't they, Sil? Frito-Lays, there you go. And they're distributing into the crowd. Now, that's generosity for you. The Frito-Lays. Bags and bags of it going to the crowd here at the Maurice Richard Arena. Now they're coming to the other side of the gym. A whole box full. Oh, we won't have a hungry crowd here.
Tell ya. Nobody gave us one, Bob.
It's a good thing. Can't talk with a mouthful. We're just about ready to get this underway, and we're going to have the national anthem sung by a wonderful Montreal group called Chukon. Sil, you know a whole lot about that group since you got them a place on Star Search, that tremendous U.S. television network program, and Chukon won the whole darn thing.
Madame Kathleen Dyson Oliver.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North Lawrence tree. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Kathleen Dyson Oliver. The group Chukon, she's actually the lead guitarist, and as you heard, an outstanding singer as well. When we return, the first half tip-off from the Maurice Richard Arena. Now today's game officials. On the left of the screen, Harry Huss, and on the right, Big John McDonough, both experienced international referees, and we'll be playing international rules, which is a little different from the NBA rules, which most of us in North America know about. We'll be telling you more about that as we go along. There's a shot clock with 30 seconds on it. You must get your shot off by the end of that 30 seconds. And there's a bigger key in the international game. There's a few minor rules, but basically, Sil, basketball is basketball.
Basketball is basketball, Bob.
What are the prime differences? They've got a three-point basket here from outside the 22-foot line.
Well, the prime differences is between international basketball and, let's say, the NCAA, is that it's a faster game internationally. You can pick up the ball and run with it on any infraction. In the backcourt, the referee doesn't handle the ball. Now, I don't know if the guys are ready for this, but it might be a quicker game than they're used to.
Well, they better be ready because the ladies certainly are. Just about set to go now. The Pepsi Challenge, the Battle of the Sexes, the Montreal Alouettes against the all-world women's team. Up they go. The Alouettes control the toss. Hopkins hands off to Ryan, working his way up slowly, driving in. Steve Rocky comes up with an air ball, and it's out of bounds. And here come the ladies, the all-world team, their first crack with the ball. Bev Smith of Canada driving in, gives it back to Lee Henry, the tiniest woman on the floor at 5'4". Up, And traveling, called on the all-world women's team, Ann Donovan. Big number 15, 6 feet 8. Number 11 for the Alouettes is Rick Ryan, being guarded by one of the two tremendous Brazilian players, number 5, De Silva. Into the corner to Rocky, back out to Hopkins at the top of the key, looking for room, can't find any. Now way back out to Ryan. A long shot, 3 points. Rick Ryan puts the Owls on the board. Pretty good shot, Jill.
Very good shot. Two teams look a little tense out there, though. Saw the girls getting off to a quick start. They inbounded the ball very quickly, but
they can shoot, that's for sure. That was Bev Smith from Salmon Arm, BC, getting the all-world team on with their first 2 points.
Saw a smile on her face when they scored that 3-pointer, though.
Struggle in the corner. Rocky back out to the head of the key, up and off the rim for the Alouettes. And now back come the all-world women. Markari, a great scorer. And it bounces off the rim. Rocky clears the rebound. The men are going to have the edge on the board, Sil.
Yeah, but the women will on the passing. The only difference, I think, difficulty for them might be that they're not used to playing with each other, but you see some of the finest passers out on the floor in women's basketball. Hortensia Markari being one, and you'll be seeing Rosetta Guilford in the second half.
Henry into Gibson, and there it is.
Gwynn, Althea Gwynn, great inside player. She's playing semi-pro now. Yeah, she's playing semi-pro ball in Italy, and she's one of the finest.
4-3, the all-world women early in the game. Hopkins from outside, off the rim again. The rebound cleared by Henry. Up the floor she goes. Over on the left side, and beautiful by Markari. She's a great shooter.
They'll have to watch her. They really have to watch that girl, because she will score if she's not guarded.
6-3, the all-world women leading. The Alouettes have been forced into taking some outside shots. Ryan with the ball, guarded by Markari, goes in the back door, up under the bucket. Rocky couldn't get it in, and it goes out of bounds.
One thing I noticed under the boards, Carol Menken's in there with the men. I don't know if you're going to see a lot of controlling it, because the girls are very smart underneath. They know the guys are bigger, and they're boxing them out.
Here's Roy Kurtz, the place kicker for the Alouettes. Off the glass, no good. Blake Nill, the biggest man on the floor, 6'6", 285 pounds, couldn't keep it in. So the ladies take over. Henry up the floor to Bev Smith. Back to Smith from the outside. Oh, beauty.
She's on the Canadian team. Canadian Olympian, 1984 Olympian, and one of our best shooters in the country.
The ladies pulling off to a 5-point lead now, 8-3. Here's Roy Kurtz. Over to Steve Rocky in the corner, very closely guarded. Ryan trying to drive, guarded by Markari. And our first foul, Markari draws a foul for pushing.
You might see a lot of that. I don't know whether the refs are going to be calling this one closely or not, but it looks like they are, because she just touched him on his short. So something to look for in the future in this game, to see whether Harry Huss is going to let a few things go.
There's no free throw on that foul, Sil. Tell us why not.
Well, after 8 fouls in international basketball, you're allowed to shoot, unless they're shooting.
Unless the foul was made in the act of shooting.
That's right. In the act of shooting, there's no shot.
Okay, back come the all-world women. That's Markari of Brazil. What a great shooter she is, and she's got some moves to Gwynn on the inside, and a foul there. Gwynn was fouled in the act of shooting, so she goes to the line. Number 12 for the Alouettes, Glenn Keeble, called on the foul. 8-3, the all-world women leading.
I see they've subbed in Dwight Walton. Now, he's one of the finest players in Cégep basketball in Quebec, and he should help them immensely. That man can dunk the ball and do anything he wants with it. So
Walton, number 7. That's Jerry DiTilio. That's Walton with the ball now, coming up the court, and he can do it. Wonderful player for Dawson College. Over to Keeble on the outside, into Big Nick Araki, who's just freshly in the game. Lloyd Fairbanks, he hit the side of the backboard. Poor shot there by Fairbanks. An underhand pass all the way down the court. Back into the center, and that was a poor pass. Markari picks off yet a third bad pass. She's back with it to Gwynn. Gwynn, a good move on Araki, and the finger roll didn't fall. Nice move there.
Fine basketball. Like I said, there's something in international women's basketball, especially in South America and Europe. Their passing is prolific. You don't see this kind of passing in Canadian and American basketball, not too often. They've got that passing game down.
Walton. Henry with the ball now for the All-World Women's team. Over to Bev Smith. Smith looking for somebody. Deflected off a finger. Out of bounds. And white ball. Women will get the throw in. Smith to Henry. Back to Smith. Into the middle. Knocked away from Menken. Araki clears it to Francis, and he brings it down the left side of the court. White Walton. Back to Lloyd Fairbanks. Oh, a strange-looking air ball, that one. What have we got here? We've got
another foul.
Menken of the women's team called for pushing, but because the Alouettes were not in the act of shooting, they just get the throw in. Here's Walton, the jumper, off the hoop, the rebound, banged out of bounds by Fairbanks. So the All-World Women take over. 16 minutes remaining in the first half. 8-3 for the All-World Women. Little Lee Henry, 5'4", over to Hortensia Markari of Brazil, puts it up off the rim. The rebound controlled by the Alouettes. Glenn Keeble, the center, 250-pounder, slowly brings it up the court. He's not going to get any breakaway passes in this one. High pass, too far for Fairbanks. So that's where you can see the difference, I think, is in the passing.
Yeah, the passing, the skills, fundamental skills, passing, dribbling, pushing the ball to the floor. Now, you can see the difference. When Walton gets the ball, he knows he has to push it up the floor. He's better advantage pushing it up the floor.
Detilio from outside, no good.
There it is. There's Walton.
Walton on the rebound.
That's what he's good at.
And he's got it.
The girls have to block him off the boards if they intend to do anything with that man, because he's deadly inside.
That's Menken's second foul, number 15 for the women, so she could get into foul trouble here still very early in the game. Less than 5 minutes played in the first 22nd half.
Expecting to see some substitutions pretty soon for the All-World team.
From the line, Walton missed, got the rebound back again. A high shot cleared by the Alouettes. Up and off the rim. Again, the rebound. Beautiful play by Lloyd Fairbanks. Fingertip rebound. Now it's only a 1-point game. The women ahead 8-7. Smith for the All-World team. Started by Araki. Back to Menken. Smith in the corner. Fakes. Tries to dump it in. And the Alouettes pick it up. Fairbanks to Walton. The drive, and he can't control it off his foot. Out of bounds. The women will take over.
That's a 2-on-1 break, and Markari played that one straight. She didn't come out on him. Stayed back, hedged, and then he made the turnover for her.
8-7, the All-World Women leading the Alouettes. Into Menken, and a foul by Fairbanks.
You'll see that a lot of these football players don't move their feet. They try to reach in, and that's where they're going to pick up a few fouls.
Well, fouls certainly will be a factor later in the game. Right now, still very early. 8-7, the All-World Women leading the Alouettes. Little Lee Henry, the 5'4" bundle of dynamite around the roller to rim, and
there it is,
fall
on the floor.
Menken picks it up, a steal for the All-World team. Menken over to Smith. Outside the three-point line, Markari goes between defenders, and it's stolen by Walton. Here he comes all alone. The uncontested jam. A double dunk by Dwight Walton. Boy, he can get up there.
He sure can.
Smith for the All-World from outside, again off the rim, controlled by Fairbanks of the Alouettes. In the clear for Detilio. He puts it in for the layup, and the Alouettes have gone ahead, 11-8.
Well, Bev Smith took a three-pointer shot there and didn't follow her shot.
Here's Markari.
You're going to have to. Got to follow your shots. Got to keep following their shots. If they intend to get second shots on the hoop, they've got to follow. Seems like there's a change here.
They're having a substitution, full-scale substitution for both teams. So they're doing it just about by full teams. We've got a whole new set of players in, all 10 of them. Chris Francis of Concordia University, number 5 with the ball. He's one of the added starters for the Alouettes. Over in the corner to Steve Rocky. In close to nil for the layup, and he's got it. Now a 5-point lead for the Alouettes. They've made a big comeback. They're leading at 13-8. Obviously, they were pretty jittery in the early going. Blanchet of Holland trying to work her way in. Hands off. Blanchet gets it back way on the far side, and the all-world women are looking a little confused right here. Obviously haven't played together before.
No, they've played together for 2 practices, and this is their 3rd time on the floor together. And with the addition of Francis and Walton, the Alouettes are putting a fast break together. Now they have speed, and they have the muscle under the hoop. So it's going to be an interesting game here.
Melville, number 8. Pat Melville of Canada. Hands it off to Debbie Huban. Huban back to Melville, driving for the basket. Tries the underhand shot. It's blocked. And Rocky made a nice save for the Alouettes, and they control it. Now Chris Francis bringing it up slowly. The Alouettes doing a little better job than I guess many people expected so far.
Yes, they are. Doing a very good job. Like I said, they are pushing the ball up the floor with point guard. Turnover here.
Good block there by the women. Here's De Silva of Brazil. She's a great player. Outside shot by Melville, and it's good. 2 points. Pat Melville brings the all-world women to within 3 of the Alouettes. 13-10, the Alouettes leading. Jacques Chapdelaine, number 14, and a turnover. You can't afford to do those things too often.
No, you can't. The Owls have an advantage over the girls right now because they have 2 fine players pushing the ball at the floor. But the girls are going to get back into it.
The Alouettes clear the rebound on Blanchet's miss. This is Jacques Chapdelaine over to Francis. Back to Chapdelaine on the outside, looking to work it in. 15 seconds left on the shot clock, and
that's a 3-second call there.
3 seconds standing in the key.
That's right. One of the Owls were camping out, setting up house in the key. So that's another turnover for the Owls.
Melville to Blanchet.
Nice fake.
Oh, can't handle it. Now Hopkins looking for the outlet pass. Couldn't find anybody, so Mark Hopkins of the Alouettes brings it slowly back up court, then drives right in. Good drive for the bucket. Can't make it fall.